I got a
I
new
saw.
fan.
I see. Oh, honey.
It's been so long since I've had a fan. I've missed it.
I saw you reaching for it. I was like, oh, well, let me reach for mine too, beer. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup Ringside, where we give you the best seat in the house on almost all things wrestling. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her. And I don't have anything to drink. Didn't grab it. Didn't have time. But what I do have is my cup mug. Ooh, I have panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Women's edition. Period. And
Period.
you can get your cup mug or any of our beautiful cup merch at lanagscreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Unless there's some excuses. But then if that's the case, y'all know we praying for you. We got y'all in our thoughts and our prayers. But once everything gets back to normal and you're ready to celebrate, you celebrate with some cup merch. Period.
Exactly. Hi everybody. It's Brooke. And my
Ooh.
tagline did not change because I couldn't change it for some reason. Regardless, that's from a Eurovision video from like a week ago that has not went to uploaded yet. Hello.
Oh,
Well, if you watch Eurovision content, you have received a spoiler. Congratulations. Regardless, I'm really excited to be back because it's been a few weeks. I haven't been here for a while. I've been busy. I've been sick. But you know what? I'm feeling good today. I am feeling happy today because after literal years of begging and praying and wishing and hoping and other synonyms of this ilk, we have finally been blessed by Triple H and WWE with a mid-card championship for the women. Let's give them a round of applause. They did it way too late. Way too
way
late,
too late.
but they did it. They
And
did do it.
and they did do, and I have some beef with that. We'll talk about it, but it's some beef. I'm gonna say that. But
Better late than never, but it
mm-hmm.
shouldn't have been late either. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? It's here. The Women's
Mm-hmm.
United States Championship was officially announced on SmackDown last Friday at time of filming. Um, and there's a lot of really talented women in this company that we would love to see hold that belt. So
Absolutely.
we thought it'd be a fun video to just talk about our individually, our top five picks as to who we think would be great first inaugural champion for the inaugural champion for the Women's United States Championship. Um, with the caveat that we're not sure if they're going to add the Intercontinental Championship or not, because we are filming this on Monday while Raw is happening at time of filming. Um, so if they announce this, note that we did not include Raw people in here because we didn't know. Um, but if they don't announce a Raw belt, we
We'll
have a
come
few
back
honorable
and
mentions
I'm
that
gonna
we'll
say,
talk about
here's
later
the
on.
thing, and this is the thing what we could do, Brooke. If they don't announce the honorable the IC title on Raw for women, we can always come back later and do our top five for Raw people who we think would be the best.
There's more than
Uh
enough people on Raw to do that with.
That's what I'm saying. So I think we'll have a lot of, so we can come back and do another video if necessary. We got a lot of time on our hands here on the Ringside channel because it's not a lot that's happening for us here, but we gonna make sure we have a lot of content coming. So we're gonna, I think that'll be another good content that we can throw out and put out. So if they
That
don't
part.
announce IC title, we will come back and we will give our top five Raw people who we think could also be a really good choice for the United States Championship. Period.
Period.
But right now, we're gonna focus on SmackDown and NXT because we both felt like it's some NXT people who probably deserve to be on this list as well. Before we jump into it, before we get all the way into it, um, hit the subscribe button on this channel. We are trying to grow this channel and all
Right
of our
here.
other channels.
Right
Hit the
here.
subscribe button. Yep, it's right there. If you haven't done it yet, you should do it right now, please
It's
and thank you.
big and red and it's got
Mhm.
white text. It's
Hit
red, says
subscribe.
subscribe. Yeah.
Do that. Hit it right
And
now.
while you're there, once you hit that subscribe button, punch that little bell beside it so you get notified for all of our uploads. Our schedule is going to be changing here in the next little bit. We have some surprises coming down the pipeline, but just go ahead and get punch that bell so you don't miss any of the fun stuff.
And you all already know that we are already here. We're always here for all the PLEs, every single one of them. So you know, at least you getting PLE stuff. So hit that. But we also have some surprises, like Brooke said. So you definitely want to hit more. You want to be here more. And so hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, do all those things. Follow all of our other channels. All those links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast link. And so you can follow. If you just need to listen to us on the go, we appreciate that. And our Patreon is down there as well, so you can get exclusive content from all four channels and early access for all four channels. And I am going to be doing so much better since we have changed the schedule up a little bit. We're going to definitely have more Patreon things from this channel because now we have time to free up and do some new stuff, more in some entertaining things. So I'm gonna make sure to upload a lot more from the Ringside channel in our Patreon. So if you want to get more stuff on Patreon, early access and exclusive content, we will do that for you. So
Per.
so let's dive into it. So we are definitely talking about our top 5, who we think who should be the inaugural U.S. women's U.S. champion. And we got some honorable mentions because, like we said, we can never do anything with just 5 people because we always have more.
So, quick question: are we including the people from Raw or not?
No, let's not include Raw.
Great. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure before I started saying Natalia's name. Okay. So
let's start with your first honorable mention, bro.
Okay, I have 3. And these are all people that I think have other places in the card that they could go that I don't necessarily think this is where they need to be right now.
Okay.
And I know one of them will be kind of controversial because I know a lot of people really want one of these people to be the one of the first women's champions, the United States champions. So first off is Bayley. I love Bayley. I don't think Bayley needs this.
No.
Bayley is like yet. If you want to add this and make this part of the Grand Slam in the future, whatever we're calling it, because anytime they add belts, it can kind of muddy up the Grand Slam. If you want Bayley to hit that Grand Slam at some point, I'm fine. She does not need to be the first. She came off of a Rumble win, a title win at Mania, and it wasn't a long or really good reign from Mania to SummerSlam, but it was at least a world title reign this year. Bayley does not need the Women's U.S. Championship right now, as much as I do love her to death. But I think in the future, absolutely. Like maybe like a year or 2 down the line, she would be a great person to hold that belt. Secondly is Piper Niven. I adore her to death. And I'm going to go ahead and throw her in with my other shout, which is Chelsea Green. And I know a lot of people want Chelsea Green to hold this belt. I want Chelsea Green to hold this belt. But I have another thing in mind for Chelsea Green. And it's not this. I need Chelsea Green holding Money in the Bank before she does anything else. And I know Money in the Bank just happened like 5 months ago. I know that. But just wait, be patient. I know I'm a Liv Morgan fan who is telling you all to be patient. Just be patient. But I think their tag team is just too good. I know they're on that verge of that breakup. And if she does win it, I will be over the moon. I will be thrilled. I just have other people that I think would be better priorities for it at the moment than Chelsea and Piper.
Okay. I don't have Chelsea on my list of honorable mentions.
But she is everywhere on Twitter. People want her to win this belt bad.
She's not on my list for honorable mentions for sure, but all of my honorable mentions came up from NXT actually.
Icon.
Because and I will preface it with almost the same thing you say. I don't know if these people should be first. But I do think at some point down the line they should have it.
I agree. Yeah.
So I actually have 4.
Work.
My 4th one was Jada Parker.
God.
I mean, I think she is
so much
world championship material for sure. But I want her to have this US title to be that springboard to get her to the title conversation. But I think she will be an excellent person to hold the title. Love
She
her.
has been so good for the
Good.
past
So
like
good.
8 months on
Yes.
TV.
So
Um,
good.
I want her to be the person to take the North American title off Fallon Henley. That's what I
Mm.
want.
Okay.
Um, because now she's kind of in that face area,
Mm-hmm.
not quite a heel anymore, but still not fully a face.
Fully face right.
Give me a
Yeah.
fully
This
faced
spot.
Jada Parker taking the North American title off
Ooh.
Fallon Henley. That's what I want. Okay, continue. Continue.
Love that. So next would be Soruka. I think Soruka, baby, baby. I love Soruka. I am a fan of Soruka. I think she has impressed so many people. And when she gets caught up to the main roster, I hope they don't bury her. I hope they let her thrive and be the Soruka that we see in NXT because I love her there. I love
Mhm.
her there. Huge fan.
That's my girl.
Um, love her. My next one is Lola Vice because she is eating it up on TV right now. Eating it up. Eating
You
it
are
up.
you're spitting. I can't lie.
She is eating. She is eating, and I am a fan of Lola Vice. And last but not least, we just mentioned the North American champion, Kalani Jordan. Like,
Uh,
I love her.
I
I
didn't want her to
think
lose that belt.
I didn't want her to lose it either. I'm very sad about her losing it, but I understand. I get it. I'm not like super mad, but I'm a little mad. It's gonna be right.
Mhm.
I'm a
I
little
feel
mad,
you
but I'm
on
not
that.
super mad.
Mhm.
But I feel like these women are on their way up
Mhm.
into because we're getting such a lot of new talent coming into NXT, and the women of NXT are killing. Like I honestly think they're some of the strongest women in WWE. And I think if when they move up, including some others that I didn't mention, they can take over the locker room, and I will be here for it. And I will be here for it.
There was actually one person I was gonna mention, and I didn't consider them as part of the NXT SmackDown group. And then I
Mm-hmm.
realized, oh wait, technically the last time they appeared on TV it was NXT. So I'm gonna throw
Mm-hmm.
them in last minute here.
Okay.
Um, she is nearing the end of her career. She is retiring in April. She has made that abundantly clear.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna put it in the universe. Mako Satomura. Give me Mako Satomura.
Okay.
Uh, again, I don't even know if she's ever gonna come back to WWE in any capacity ever
Mm-hmm.
again. I need her to have a match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
um, and I need her to win a championship at WrestleMania. That could be a tag belt. Let her win a tag belt with like, I don't know, who'd be a good person for her to win a tag belt with? Like, she fought a lot of really good matches with Kaylee Ray. Let her, Kaylee, Alba Fire, whatever her name is now. Let those two and Isla Dawn, let the three of them, and hell, you can even throw Blair Davenport in there too. Let the
Right.
four of them have this really cool thing. I don't care. Just give Mako something, and I think this could be a really good place because she is that girl. So you could have her establish the prestigious belt. Be like, Mako Satomura was the first person to hold this belt. That's how much this belt matters. Um,
Okay.
that's my girl.
Work.
So,
Okay. Well, let's get into it. Let's start with your number 5 pick, Brooke.
okay. So my number 5 is going to be a little bit controversial, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
controversial,
Mm-hmm.
but um, she has been working a lot of house shows lately. Has yet to wrestle on TV in recent times.
Okay.
Um, but she has been on TV in recent times.
Mm-hmm.
Most notably as a valet manager, whatever we want to call her. But I think if we want to establish this as a belt that can let people prove themselves and like what the US and IC titles are supposed to do, like push people up the card.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's been impressing me in the stuff I've seen from her house shows lately and has always had the charisma to back it up, BFAB. I think BFAB
Oh,
would be a
yes.
fantastic pick. For starters, this whole
You
street
ate with that
profit,
one.
this whole street profits anger thing
Yes.
that they've got going on,
I'm
if
here for it.
imagine a world where BFAB wins this belt before they win the tag belts, I need to see it. Secondly, BFAB has just been really impressing me as of late. Um, I think when Hit Row came back, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't really know what to do with them, and it was kind of Triple H being like, "Oh, I like these guys. Let's sign them back, all back." And I feel bad because she did kind of get thrown into that like you are the manager of a tag team role And they
Mm-hmm.
never really let her develop in NXT long enough to make her this really big wrestling star. But she's been working with Natalia and Tyson
Yeah.
Kidd there up in Canada. She's been putting in some work at the Performance Center. What I have seen from her on the house shows I've seen, she got a win on a house show for the first time a few weeks ago. Uh, it seems like people are buying into her, and she has always had the charisma. That has
Yes.
never been an issue for her. So if she gets to a point where I would even call her like a B in the ring, like a B minus even,
Mm-hmm.
she's already an A on charisma. That's enough for me to say, oh, you're a high enough level talent that I could believe in you. The problem is they have devalued her as a competitor to the
Mm-hmm.
point where they have to make us believe in her. So that's why I have her at number 5. I think if they had invested a little bit more time with her and pushing her up, then I would be like ready and like, yes, immediately, absolutely. I'm not quite there yet, but I think they have enough time to do it, and I'm there and I'm sold. We'll see, because we don't know
Yeah.
when this belt, the first champion's going to be crowned. They haven't said it yet, so
I'm thinking War Games probably.
that's what I'm leaning towards too. A Survivor Series. I
Mm-hmm.
think it could be Survivor Series. I also think it could just be like
A Friday
the
before.
first episode of Raw on Netflix because they need something to pop the rating on that first episode of Raw on Netflix.
Who
Um,
knows?
I don't know, but whenever it is, I think that if they start investing in her now,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of when this belt gets crowned, that's something we can at least look at, you know?
I was about to say that. I was say if they started now and showing that, because I agree with you. BFAB is somebody who I thought about. She was on my
Mm-hmm.
she flew through my mind, and I was like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But I like the whole idea of maybe her winning before Street Profits, making them angrier. But if they don't want to do that, if they want to make the Street Profits win the title first, fine. Let them win the title first, and then she wins it afterwards. Because I do think that fashion could be one if Stripe, the ones that you want to see wrapped in gold. The whole everybody got gold. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think those
Mm-hmm.
three could be somebody who we would appreciate. And I think this energy that the Street Profits being angry and upset and not feeling valued is
Mm-hmm.
the perfect way to finally get them to go heal. Like, I think they've been wanting them to do
Mm-hmm.
for the last few years. And BFAB is someone who could take them there. Like, she's not afraid to take a bump. She can take a hit. She can be out there in the midst of all of the chaos. She can interfere in matches and do it smoothly and not get caught. I think this is a good thing. I think BFAB is somebody, if they invest in her now, like you said, she's already working with Natty and Tyson, and she's already in the performance center doing something. If
Mm-hmm.
she's not the first, she's definitely in the conversation for a couple for to be in the conversation to get it soon.
I think if again, it just requires them to let us see her on TV
Yes,
because I don't. Do you remember the last time she was in a match? Because on TV, because I think I
I
do, and I
don't.
might be wrong. I think it was the Royal Rumble last year. So like it's been almost 2 years.
Probably.
Because I
She
remember she
wasn't in
was
the
in
Royal
that
Rumble this
and she
year.
got eliminated. I don't remember her being in the Rumble this year. She might have been. I just remember she got eliminated super fast in the Rumble
So
last
fast.
year,
Yeah.
and I don't remember seeing her since. So maybe she has, and I just forgot. I know she got involved in the WrestleMania match between the Almighty Prophets. I don't care what their actual
Mm-hmm.
name was in the Final Testament. I know she
It's
got
always
involved
Almighty
with that.
Prophets for me.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you're correct. Bobby, we miss you. We know
We
you're
do
doing
miss
things
you.
in AEW, but we missed
I
you.
know, but we miss you so much.
But okay, but quick sidebar. I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin are all in AEW right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. The Hurt
Give me a
Business
reason
is
to
back.
tune into AEW.
I know. If you want me to watch AEW, tell me to watch that's what's happening, because that's the way to get me there. Because I was like, oh,
Also, they're the
okay.
Hurt Syndicate now.
Hurt Syndicate, which I like a little bit better.
I do too. I do too.
I
Hurt
like the
Business
Hurt
always felt a
Syndicate.
little. It's fine.
Meh.
Not bad. It's fine.
But Hurt Syndicate?
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. I know, right? It's
But
ooh.
yeah.
Love
Speaking of
that.
BFAB, though, I think she's a
Yes,
great choice. I don't know if it's now, but I think in the future it definitely could be.
absolutely. All right. Well, I'll go next since you went first this last time. My number 4
No, you didn't
pick.
do your number 5.
Oh, I didn't do my number. Oh, I didn't do my number 5. But see, I'll go first on number 4. That's what I do.
We just
My
go back
number
and forth. Yeah,
5.
that's fine.
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah.
back and forth. my number 5 is not that controversial. It's not really controversial at all, but it is someone who I think would be an amazing pick, but I don't know if they're going to do it because of where she is right now. And that is Lash Legend. I think Lash would be an amazing first choice for this belt, only because she's so fresh, she's so new. Bringing her out of NXT up to the main roster to get a belt like this, it will show that they're serious about where they want to take her in this business. And I think she's someone who could actually give us a good run, and it'll be I just really enjoy watching, especially over these last few months. I've enjoyed watching Lash and how well she has like progressed and progressed and progressed. I'm a fan, and I would love to see her hold this belt.
Well, allegedly, her, Jakara, and the rest of Metaphor have been called up. Allegedly, everything is alleged information.
Absolutely.
So we're not certain about that, but I have heard rumors that they were officially called up. It's just been like a quiet call up.
Okay.
If that is the case, yay! Give me Lash and Jakara in the women's tag division. Awesome.
Period.
I love Lash, and the only reason I didn't consider her is because I think her and Jakara are just such a good tag team right now.
Absolutely, and that's what I
But
said.
again, it's the same situation as like Chelsea Green. If she were to be the first person to hold this belt, I'm not complaining. I'm not mad. I just feel like, especially now because the women's tag division finally feels like it's kind of in a good place. Like, I don't know if now is the time to break up one of your just now arrived on the main roster tag teams or give one of your tag team people a singles belt. But I love her, so I'm fine if it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so let's get to my number 4 then. My number 4. It is Chelsea Green.
I can't be mad. I can't be mad.
It is Chelsea.
It's Chelsea.
I think Chelsea it's Chelsea.
Chelsea Green.
I love Chelsea in all of her foolishness, in all of her craziness, and all of the just idiot.
I wasn't ready for in all of her foolishness.
All of her foolishness, and all of her idiocracies, and all of her craziness. I love Chelsea. And I like her with Piper, but I think I would love her without Piper. And I think, not that I don't love Piper, I like Piper. I think Piper's great. I think Piper's so talented. And I think Piper is someone who I feel like should be in a conversation for the World Heavyweight Championship at some point. We got to push her up a little bit more.
Talk that talk.
Like, for sure. But I really love Chelsea. And I think Chelsea would be a great catalyst for this belt, because who do we love to hate more than we love to hate Chelsea Green? And walking
Charlotte
around,
Flair.
I mean, no, we just hate.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Just hate her. But like Chelsea walking around with that belt, knowing she has something over so many people, you know how obnoxious she would be, and it would be so great.
I am as a tag champ.
yeah. It'll be 10 times worse because now she's doing it by herself. Like, she ain't got nobody. Like, oh my God, I would love it. I think Chelsea has impressed me so much throughout this year, and I would love to see her do it. I wouldn't be mad at it.
I would be thrilled. And like I said, I only didn't pick her because I love her tag team with Piper so much. But again, if she were to win, I'm not angry.
Right.
So my number 4, funny how your number 4 was one of my honorable mentions and my number 4 was one of your honorable mentions. I think it's great.
That's so cute.
My number 4 should be snatching this US title. It was Sol Ruca. Dear Lord, every time I watch her, I have a smile on my face. I think she might be, I mean, maybe not but definitely in the conversation for the most athletic woman on this roster at the moment. I think there's a few people that give her some run for that, namely Bianca Belair. And Casey and Katana Chance is also in that conversation as well, for sure. Who also not on my list.
Not on my list, but tag. I want them to be tag team. I need their tag team to.
They are the best women's tag team in this company right now. in terms of like their tag team chemistry, they are
Mm-hmm.
the top of that. I don't care how they've
Mm-hmm.
been booked. Keep them together. Beside the
Yeah.
point, Sol Ruka. She is incredible. Her finish is fantastic. And not only
Ridiculous.
is her finish fantastic, I know that's what everybody talks about with her, right? She just is so innovative in the ring, and like how she carries herself is so creative.
Mm-hmm.
Um, her persona is unique. There's not really that surfer chick energy anywhere else, and I really like
Mm-hmm.
that about her. And I think she's kind of ready. And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, she can't really talk very well." Well, you know what? Half of the people on the main roster are not the best talkers, and you know what you do? You either give them a manager or you don't make them talk, and you just let
Right.
them wrestle. It worked for Ricochet for years. It can work for Sol Ruka.
Period.
But I would say the reason she is so far down on my list is because I would like to see her have more time in NXT, see if they can pull that mic skill out of her. But if
But
she were to win it and
wouldn't
they
be
were
mad.
to put her on the main roster, I would not only would I not be mad, I would be thrilled. I think she has earned an opportunity. She's been in NXT for a minute. I know she was injured for like a year
Mm-hmm.
because she had tore her ACL. Um, but let her have some really good matches, win this belt, and establish herself immediately on the main roster. I'm sad,
Let her cook. Let
literally.
her cook. Period. So give us your number 3 then, Brooke.
Okay, so my number 3 is injured currently.
Okay.
She has been on the injured list, but she got injured in February. She has been out for about 9 months, which is around the time you need to come back from a torn ACL. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's not Charlotte, don't worry. And I think when you come back from an injury, it's kind of like that reset where they can kind of do whatever they want with you and kind of like just immediately present you as this threat if they want to. They've done it before. And I think that someone who would be a really good choice to this because she always is good in the ring and people forget. Well, okay, other than that one Money in the Bank match, which everybody talks about with her, is Shotzi. I think
Shotzi.
Shotzi, especially when she turned face again and had that mini feud with Bailey where she like did the weird stuff with her hair and was like,
Mm-hmm.
and she shaved her head on TV. That is the Shotzi from NXT that I loved. Um, I think I don't know why they turned her heel to begin with. She is such a natural face, and I can't really wrap my head around that to this day, honestly. Um, I feel like people forget she was in War Games last year with
Yeah.
Bianca, Charlotte, and Becky,
Yep.
and they won,
And they
I might
won.
add,
They won.
against Damage Control. I like what? People forget that she was there. I wanted her to get the pin in that match. She didn't, but that's beside the point. Um, she's incredible in the
She didn't get
ring.
pinned though.
She didn't get. They won. She
That
won that
she
match. They
didn't
won that
get
match.
pinned.
She
That's
didn't
all
get
I was
pinned.
around.
But she's really good in the ring. I know she
Mm-hmm.
is not consistent all the time in the ring, but she is good in the ring when given the right people to work with. Um, she is an agent of chaos in every meaning of the word. She can
Mm-hmm.
cut a promo better than a decent chunk of people on the roster. And also, she's coming back from an injury, and that is going to be a perfect time to reestablish her as a threat in the women's division. They have done it so many times over the years. Somebody comes back from an injury after taking a few losses, boom, they're suddenly the Intercontinental Champion. Why can't that be Shotzi? I don't know. Um, so I hope she's in the conversation. I hope she's actually her injury timeline was accurate because I miss her a lot. I think she's great. Um, she's been out for a while, so
Mm-hmm.
yay. Um, oh, and also importantly, she got injured in a match on NXT, and the match she was fighting was against Lyra Valkyria. So
Mm.
if they have a tournament and it does end up being like a single brand belt, like a belt that goes on multiple brands, could have that tournament final be Lyra versus Shotzi. I would like that. I would enjoy that.
Okay.
Have
I'm
Lyra
not
lose
mad at
two
that.
tournament finals in a year. That'd be weird, but you know. um,
Not that. I'm not
sorry.
that. I wouldn't mind seeing Shotzi come back and do her thing.
Mm,
I like Shotzi. I appreciate Shotzi. I would have to be reminded of how good Shotzi is because I feel like a lot of people forgot how good Shotzi is. And so a tournament and seeing Shotzi just advance and advance
mhm.
better and better each match, I think that would just, by the time it gets to the finals, it'll just make people go, That's why Shotzi's that good, and they would appreciate her
Mm-hmm.
for what she can do. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. That's a good pick. I didn't even think about Shotzi. That was a very good pick.
Thank you.
My number three actually is someone who has, I feel like, been doing really well lately, and
Ooh.
who been like, okay, I've been bet I've been seeing the change, and I was like, okay, and she just happened to be our speed champion, and that's Candice LeRae
The exact reason I didn't pick her.
because she was the speed champion. I'm like, let that speed championship go and get you a belt that you can actually wear on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because and the fact that now Indy's gone and is no longer there, which I'm very annoyed about. I
I'm
just want
not
to say
happy.
that
I'm
I'm
not
not
happy.
I'm not happy about Indy not being there. But I do like the way they were going with Candice and making her more heel. And I enjoy heel Candice LeRae more than I enjoy face Candice LeRae. And I think if she continued to go that route, and even with the stuff that she got going on, mixing up with Naya and Tiffany and all that stuff, and I think this will be a really good, like, this will put her in a situation where she could hang, like, legitimately be in this circle of Naya and Tiffany, and people
Mm-hmm.
be like, I understand why she's there. You know what I mean? She's the US
Yeah.
champion. Tiffany is the money in the bank. Naya is the world heavyweight champion. And it's like Candice belongs to be hanging out with this group. It makes sense. Her having the speed championship, she can't wear it on TV. It's hardly ever talked about. And I mean, it's fine for what it is, but I think she deserves a little bit better. And I think she's so good. She's
I
so good. I really like her.
I love her. I have been singing her praises for years. Um, but I would also like to add, WWE, just let them wear the damn belts on TV, please. Please. Like, I get it. It's an exclusive contract. Whatever. Just negotiate with Elon. Like, I don't just ugh. Or better yet, cancel the show.
Cancel a show.
um, but okay,
Nobody watches. Okay, I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I watch, but like, I only watch because Andrade is a champ right now, and Candice is a champ right now, and I love them both. But like, I mean, again, Andrade was literally just in a fantastic feud with Carmelo Hayes, right, and eventually LA Knight. That feud, if he had a belt on, it would have made the matches with Carmelo, even if it's a Mickey Mouse belt like the Speed Championship, okay, it would have mattered more. It would have made it feel more impactful because when you see somebody wearing gold around their waist, that makes you realize, oh, they have done something to be good enough to win a belt. Like, ugh. But yeah, I literally the only reason I didn't put Candice on my list was because she's the speed champ. Um, again, if she did win, I would pop so hard, I would lose my
I
mind. But I don't know if it's in the cards right now.
understand. I
Yeah, number two,
understand.
Lana.
My number two, and this is probably to no one's surprise, it is Naomi. I feel like
You're
Naomi,
number two.
my number two.
That's surprising.
That's surprising, but no, but you knew she was gonna be on my list somewhere.
Yeah.
But Naomi, I feel like, man, if anybody deserves a belt of this stature and being the first, like, she is one of the people who I'm like, if she's gonna get it, she better be one of the first people to get it and let her carry it. I would be thrilled, beyond thrilled, and she would deserve it so much. Deserve, deserve, deserve. I want Naomi to get this belt, and if she gets it first, great, absolutely fabulous. But she has proven herself over and over again, and I feel like they are. I don't want to say if. Well, I'll say it feels like they're punishing her when she came back, and they're not giving her what I
Hmm.
feel like she deserves, and they're like punishing her for leaving in the first place.
Yeah.
And so they're booking her weird, and then they're making her lose a lot more. But then now she's starting to do a upswing, and she's winning more, and she's, you know, but we still need to see her more. I want to see Naomi more on television. I need to see her on SmackDown much, much more than what we're seeing her. But I think she is someone who could bring a sense of validity to this belt, a good sense of class, and a good, like, this belt means something
Yeah,
if
I
Naomi is the
agree.
person to have it. So, yeah.
We'll talk more in a minute. My number two is the person I'm guessing now is your number one. So we'll see if that's right or not. My number two is Mia Yim. Uh, that's my lady. I adore her. Again, well documented on the channel. That's my
Period.
girl. I have loved her for ages. I loved her back when she was in the Dollhouse in TNA. Like, I have loved her for a
Mm.
literal decade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when she came back to the company a few years ago, it's actually been 2 years, like a few days ago. That's weird. I popped
Mm-hmm.
so unbelievably hard. Even if I knew it was gonna happen, I popped still. Um, and they haven't done much with her, and
Not
that
what they
makes me
could have.
sad. Until like the past 2 months, and then like the
Yep.
past 2 or 3 months, she's been on
Boom.
TV. She had a really good title match with Nia Jax on SmackDown. Like,
Mm-hmm.
again, maybe she's not in that world title area, but
This is the
that
perfect
US
place to
title
springboard
area
her.
is a great springboard. She is one of the best wrestlers on this roster, male or female. Fight me.
Period.
And she's just so good at everything.
Yep.
Literally everything. Um, Give me Mia Yim versus, like, I don't know, who'd be someone really good for her to face, like Kairi Sane. I want to see that.
Oh, that's
Um,
a good one.
they've never fought in a match, and that
That's why.
bothers me.
That's
Not in a
why.
one-on-one match. Not in a one-on-one match. They've had a few
Right.
tag matches, but
Right.
to my knowledge, they have never fought one-on-one, and that bothers me. Um, she is so great. I
Mm-hmm.
want her to have these opportunities, and I think she has earned these opportunities, because I
Absolutely.
remember when she had that world title match with Nia Jax a few months ago, everybody was talking about how great that street fight was,
Yep.
and what
Yep.
have they done with it since? Nothing.
That's it.
So give me Mia Yim. Hell, you can give me Mia Yim and Candice LeRae fighting for this belt together. I'm set. They're great. They've wrestled before. They're great.
That is why Michin is my number one.
I figured. Yeah.
That is why she is my number one. Would that mean for you, is Naomi your number one?
Naomi's my number one. Yeah.
Period.
Um,
I
okay,
love that
do
for.
you want to talk about Mia Yim, or do you want me to talk about Naomi?
I was talking about Mia Yim. I'll talk about Michin. Michin. Oh, I think she has very much, like you said, these last few months where they have actually really put her out there more and put her in these great matches. The feud with Nia, the feud with Chelsea. It was just so good. I enjoyed everything, and I think she is somebody else. If she is holding this belt, it'll take it to a level where people will, first of all, put some respect on her name, because she deserves all the respect on her name, period. And I think she will have some really good feuds because she knows how to make people look good, and she knows how to make herself look good. So I think it will be a great match with whoever. And could you imagine a match for the finals between Michin and Naomi? The athleticism
I
that
don't want
going,
to. I don't want to
I,
imagine it, because
oh,
I don't know who I'd root for. Like, I want Naomi to win a belt, but like,
I,
if Mia's
oh,
that close
it's
to
so
winning a belt,
good.
like, I don't know who I'd root for.
It'd be
Um,
such a match of just pure elation and joy for me. I
yeah.
would just love it, and it'd be like whatever the outcome. It'd be what the most relaxing matches for me, because it's like I don't care what outcome happens. I'm going to be happy regardless, and
Hmm.
I love that. I love knowing whoever wins, I'm happy. I am so happy, and as long as the match is good, I'm happy for the both of them.
Hmm.
But it's just, I just think it's so good. I love Michin. Mia Yim is everything to me in this week. In this last few months, she has just shined. So
Hmm.
that's why she just had to be my number one.
Well, yes, I concur that she is someone I would love to win this belt. However, I miss feeling the glow.
I
I,
know.
I miss
I
it
know.
so much. Okay, granted, has she been on TV? Yes. Has she been doing things? Yes. Has she won a title or any even really came close to winning a belt since she came back? No, unfortunately. I still think she should have beaten Bailey in that match and
Me
had that match with
too.
Nia. And hell,
Me
I think that should have been a triple threat. Fight
Me
me.
too. Fight
Um,
me. You'll fight the both of
God,
us if you don't think
fight the
so.
both of us. You can take on two moderately disabled individuals. Well,
But
there
we'll
you
take
go.
you out. Oh, but
Yep.
look, don't let the
We're
disabled
feeling the
fool you.
glow. We're feeling the glow.
I just can't see you well, but everything else work.
We
Everything
feel
else work.
we feel in the glow. Like I don't know what to tell you. But if she were to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is who I want. Not my prediction. This is who I want. If I had the option to crown anybody
Mm-hmm.
across any roster in this company as the first women's United States champion, I am picking Naomi. Let me make that
Period.
abundantly clear. If I had the option of making anybody on this roster, other than Liv Morgan, man, she's already champ, so I don't got to do that. A world champion right now, I am picking Naomi. And I think,
Period.
and I know people are like, oh, well, it's Naomi. Like, why Naomi? I'm like, well, one, because she's better in the ring than literally 99% of the people signed to this company. I
Period.
have like 4 people above her max. But two, why not?
Why not,
Literally,
Naomi?
why not? What is your reasoning against it? She's good on the mic. She's good in the ring. She is one of the most over people on the roster for the rest of her career. She could literally come into work, literally sit on the stage and do nothing, and the crowd would cheer for her. We love her that much. And also it gives me an excuse to have a custom made glow championship again. And well, Julie, I want to see it.
I
Um,
want to see it so bad.
well, okay, well, I don't. That's actually the reason I think they may not give it to her because I
Right,
don't
they
think they
scared she
want to make
goes.
the customer the first champion. But
They
that's my
really didn't
girl.
want to do it the first. I don't care. Just like as well as big as it went off, and people love that Glow Championship
Hmm.
still to this day. I think it's undeniable, and I think they will have to just be like, okay, it's if she has it, it has to have some glow on it. Like it just has to. And it's
Hmm.
not that expensive to replicate. It's just some LED lights. Like, come on. We can
That's
get
my girl.
LED lights off Temu. So come on. Come
I mean,
on.
I literally have a set of Temu LED lights in the
Me
floor
too.
right
Me
beside
too,
me.
right now. So it's like, stop playing.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I just think she is such a good candidate for this. And again, she's not who I think will win, but if I had to choose, she would be the person I would pick. So that's my top five. You've said your
that's my
top
top
five.
five.
So I have
Absolutely.
I have a question though before we wrap up.
Sure.
We've given our personal choices, the people we think that should win it, but who do you
Hmm.
think is actually gonna win it first? Because I think that is a different question.
Honestly, I think my pick for I think Naomi is
You
probably
think
gonna
Naomi?
win it. Hmm.
I
On the SmackDown side of it all, yes.
I wish I felt the same way. I really
Hmm.
would love for her to win it. But
Hmm.
if I had to put my eggs in anybody's basket right now, I'm gonna put them in the Machin basket. I just feel like
Hmm.
it's the most likely. If
I
again,
can see that too.
if Naomi were to win, we throw a
If
party. We are living. There will be a literal rave on the Cup Ringside. But exactly, we will rave. But sorry, Eurovision
but
jokes.
if Michin
Um,
wins,
um,
if Michin wins, we will say the same party. I would rave and party for Michin because I think she deserves it.
exactly. Um, I mean, honestly though, th- she deserves it. But this division deserved this belt
Yes.
for years. And
Yes.
I know we kind of glanced over it at the beginning, but it is something I want to talk about. The fact that the discourse I'm seeing online right now is, do the women need a mid card belt? There aren't enough of them. And I'm like, yes, there are. One,
Yes, there are.
two. Even if they weren't enough of them, they deserve this belt anyway. Just sign more women. That is not the
Right.
women's fault that they are underrepresented in this company. There are thousands of female pro wrestlers around the world that would love to work for WWE if you give them the opportunity. So there's that. But I'm just really happy that we have been shouting about giving the women a mid card belt for ages, and we finally have one. And now people are talking about not wanting it. You're idiots, idiots.
You're idiots. Those, but I do have one gripe. with not with the belt,
Mhm.
but how it was presented.
Mhm.
Because every belt that
Oh
have
yeah.
come out lately
Mhm.
has had this huge announcement by Mr. Paul Levesque. And he came out and gave this big speech, and it was a big unveiling of these new belts.
Mhm.
And then for the one belt that we actually wanted, that we
Yep.
actually been screaming for, and we
Mhm.
actually been begging for, we get a
Mhm.
video recording of Nick Aldis in the back to unveil this belt. And I said, hmm, that's weird. That's strange. That's peculiar, Paul. Why are we not giving the fanfare and the recognition that you even gave the stupid crown jewel belt that nobody cares about? And
Oh,
I
you said the
said it.
quiet part out loud.
I
You
said
said the
it. I
quiet part
said
out
it.
loud.
It's a stupid belt that nobody cares about that stays in over there in Dubai. It don't even come here. We don't even care about this belt. You gave them rings so they can have rings to represent that they won that belt. Fine, great, whatever. But we had this huge big announcement that took up time on the show for you to unveil these ugly big old belts. But we can't have you come out and give the same, it gives it a nod of appreciation. It gives it a importance when the CFO of the
Mhm.
C the C the COO, it's called the chief financial, but the COO of the company, who is the face of the company, comes out and says, "Hey, these are important. This is the women's belt. We are hyping it up." But you didn't even do that, and I'm like, it felt very, ugh, it felt very unimportant at how you had it announced, and I don't like that.
I want to agree with that and also add in the fact that if it was just the crown jewel belts that got this big presentation, right? Because, oh, the crown jewel belts are these, Saudi Arabia is making them do this big presentation. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I get it.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen this year alone,
This year
we
alone,
have seen two sets of tag titles get redesigned, right? We have seen the crown jewel belts. All of those get announced with this calendar year since April, right?
yep,
All three of those belts got in-ring
big
cloth drape
fair
pull
to do.
ceremonies
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
Triple H,
Yep.
occasionally with Nick Aldis and with Adam Pearce. Okay,
Well,
why did this not get that? I'm really happy that this belt is here,
mm-hmm.
but I have another gripe.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it the U.S. title? Like, maybe this is just a me thing, okay? And it might just be a me thing, right? But if they were only gonna do one, right?
The
And only
U.S.
one. We
title.
don't know. They haven't announced two yet, but if they're only gonna do one, why
The
was it not
U.S.
the
title.
Intercontinental title?
Hello.
That's my question. Um,
Hello. Like,
hello.
that's what made me say, I hope they're saving the IC title to announce on Raw. If not now, then maybe in January when Raw goes to Netflix, maybe that'll be the big thing and have it happening going towards the Royal Rumble. Sure, great. If that's the case.
I will again remind the folks at home. We are filming this
Right.
while the episode of Raw that aired after the SmackDown where they announced the U.S. title is airing. So we are not fully able to keep up with all of that, but that is a thing that could be happening still.
It could be happening, but we don't
Hmm.
know it. And as far as I see, because I am doing a little scrolling.
Oh, I'm getting on Twitter right now. Like, yeah, don't
Right.
even.
They not saying no, and I got a lot of wrestling things on my
Hmm.
timeline right now, and
I'm just getting on the
nobody,
I'm getting on the WWE page itself and seeing if there's anything there.
yeah,
I
nobody
feel
has
like it
announced it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either, but yeah, I do see a thing for the tag title match between the Street Profits and the Motor City Machine Guns on Friday. Hey,
Good.
um, but no, again, we don't know if this is happening or not. But if it's only one belt, it just feels weird. This is the U.S. title and not the IC title. You know what I mean? But I'm not mad that this is around. I am happy. So
Yes.
there is that.
I'm happy that it's happening. I just want it to be as prestigious as some of the other belts, and I want the same recognition for the women that they do for these men. But it's fine. It's fine. We're here. Baby steps. We're willing to take the baby steps with you, WWE. We
Hmm.
got the belt, so we're happy with the belt. Now let's see what you do with the belt. And I hope it's
Exactly.
nothing. I hope it's nothing like you did with the tag team
Um,
championship.
and also before I fully wrap up, I just want to give a special shout out to Kalani Jordan. Uh, I legitimately do not think this would not have happened if you had not made the North American title so successful on NXT.
Absolutely.
Um, Again, Kalani Jordan, you are newer in this company, but you have already proven yourself to be a trailblazer. So thank you so much because you
Period.
made that belt important, and I think you made Triple H think he could work on the main roster too. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Kalani, because you're amazing. I love her. That's why
Big
you
fan.
were on my honorable mention. Period.
I
But
just want her to win the NXT Women's title. Like I just want her to do
yeah,
things down there. Sorry, I'm sorry.
that's you're good. You're right, and you're right, and I agree.
Hmm.
But if they want to bypass her a little bit, I don't mind that either.
I don't know.
Um, but that is that. We have talked enough. We're gonna get out of here because we have given you our top five. We want to know what's your top five. Put them in the comments below. Tell us who you think will be the best first person to carry this women's U.S. title, and let us know your thoughts about it. Your if you have gripes, let us know about all that. We want to hear what you thought and everything.
Tell us why you think Michelle McCool should come out of retirement and be the first
Oh,
women's United States champion. I mean, I don't
not that.
know.
We gonna get out of here. But y'all, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button. All hit the notification bell on this channel and all of our other channels. All those links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, our socials at the Cup Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And you can follow Brooke and myself on Twitter if you'd like. Well, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on Twitter, so let's just
Blue sky. Blue
Blue
sky.
Sky might be where I be because I'm thinking about taking a
Pretty soon. Same
real
here.
soon out of Twitter. But you can follow me on Instagram. That's right there. So but yeah, and if you go down a little bit further, you can get your merch. Get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com, the mug or any of our other beautiful things. And we're gonna get out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.